Hello, friends, and welcome to Chaos. Today I'm going to do a quick tutorial about how to sink terraces, large terraces, after the Palia ranching update that messed up previously sunk terraces so you can't decorate on them when they're out of bounds. So what you want to have happen, right? The goal is like this terrace is sunk here. You can see where the plot grid ends that I still have the grid of the terrace, but it is underground. You can't actually see the physical terrace except for over here where the natural terrain slopes so you can make out the terrace. But besides that, it's perfectly sunk underground so I can build on it. And you don't have any issues with it sinking or losing objects. I realized I didn't have anything to place down on it, so let's just grab, I know I have a couple of ladybug plushies, so let's grab those. You can see here, I can put her out here, no problem, hanging out, perfect. The problem people are having is either they're sinking the terrace and it's going too low into the ground so they can't build on it when it's off plot. They have to raise it, decorate it, and then put it where they want it. Or the other problem is you sink it, like I have this one connected here, and it's literally that millimeter off. So you can make out the terrace, you could still move it off plot and you could still decorate on it, but it doesn't have the flawless look to it, which can be a little annoying. So the secret here, let's see if we can put a little ladybug on out here. So the secret to it is that there is a very, very tiny height difference when you're sinking it that makes a big difference. So we're going to set out our large terrace. Here I've got the typical glitching setup people use, but I'm actually not going to use that at the moment. What I'm going to use is this little block setup, because these blocks from the top of a block to the top of a different block is the exact height of the of the large Yardwork terrace. So it just makes the math easier. And I've found this glitch is easier to do when I'm able to go through the back behind the shelf, which you can't do with this setup. So I placed down my large Yardwork terrace. We're going to put a builder's floor on the edge of the terrace like that, and then a builder's floor on the ground. It is snapping to this top one, but not actually connected, which is important so that we can get rid of these platforms later. And then to make sure that I've got this set up correctly, I'm going to Alt to group select and move it. As long as it's moving based on the floor that's on the ground, you did it right. An issue you might run into is where it grabs the terrace like this and you're maneuvering the middle of the terrace, which you can't do. So you need to make sure that you get it lined up this way. And then we're going to take our handy dandy wooden paver, which is what I've been lining these up with. Now, it doesn't matter what size wooden paver you use. You can use the big ones, I believe. I don't know if you can do this with other objects because the height difference of the sinking is being so specific with this update. So you're welcome to play around with it. It's the same concept, but if you're using other objects and it's not working right, that would be why. So I'm going to take my shelf. I'm going to go move it over to this one. So it's on the top here, right? As high as I can put it on this block. Oh, without my head. As high as it can be on this block. I'm going to click it. We're going to move over to our one block lower. We're going to cancel place. So I'm clicking an object in my inventory to ghost it there. And we're going to alt select our terrace, and we're going to line it up over onto our block. And this is why it's nice to be able to not have something behind the shelf, because it can just make this line up easier. Now, if you look really closely, you're going to see this height difference. So right now, if I were to place this, it seems like it's on the paver and everything's fine. But if I place this, it's going to give me that little lip that we talked about earlier. And if I move it down so tiny, there, oh, if you saw that, now it'll sync perfectly. So this, too high. This, perfect. And the other way you can tell is this is too high. And if you look, you can see that there is a gap between the wooden paver and the wooden floor. It's pretty hard to see. There you go. You can barely see the background behind that. So if I sync this, which we'll do just for funsies, we're going to reset our shelf. Oh, apparently we're going to do it upside down. Reset our shelf. It's sunk. We can grab these blocks now, so we don't need them on there. And we can grab my guy and see, there you go. You've got that little lip. So, bad. Not what we want. So we're going to re-raise this, reset everything, put that up there, come back to my terrace, put down floors, go in and alt select, make sure it's moving right. I am going to, my shelves love to flip. All right, we're going to item cancel it there and alt select to grab my terrace, and we're going to figure out, there we go. You see that little tiny little shift down? Now if we look, you can see that the wooden floor is touching that wooden paver. There's not that tiny little gap. And so that means we got it right. I'm going to reset it, maybe. I'm gonna flip it, everything everywhere. All right, there we go, we reset it. We can pick up these floors, so you don't need them anymore. Grab my paver, and there you go. You can see it is sunk down. I can see if I can put it over here next to this one so you can see what's what. Let's see, just squeeze it in there. So you can see right now it's not showing the grid, but if I close out of editing and I open it back up, or sometimes if I come over here and I try to place, it'll pop the grid up for me, and then I can see it. So you can see this one's out of bounds, but it's slightly raised. This one is not slightly raised. You cannot see it, but I can edit on it. So that is how you do that. Like I said, I don't know if it works if you're using any other floors besides wood, or if you're using any other pavers besides the wooden paver. You'll just have to experiment with them. And I assume that this same concept works with the other sized terraces. You just have to change, how far you're sinking it down. I haven't tried it because I only wanted to sink large terraces around for plot decor limit reasons. But yeah, that's how you do it. And you can, if you want to, because we're group selecting, if you want to place like multiple of the terraces, you can do that. If you want to have multiple of them synced to one paver, which is my ultimate plan, you can do that with this method. So you can see, actually I grabbed it connected to my back ones too. So I've grabbed all of these pavers. So I could sync them, and I could sync all of them together. So that's an option as well. Feel free to let me know if you have any questions in the comments or Discord or all the usual places you find me. And I hope this helps. Bye!